Hi, so I thought I would do a quick video um, about how I was introduced to Charlie Kirk. Um, and it was only about a week or two before he passed. So obviously, I'm talking about the South Park episode where they're talking about the master debaters. And I thought, well, South Park's making fun of this guy. I'm like, it's got to be, like, who is he? Like, it's got to be pretty bad or funny or, relevant at least, right? So I'd seen the episode, and then I went to go Google Charlie, because I wanted to see, oh, who's this guy they're making fun of? And, I understood, I understood the concept and but I want to see who's this guy specifically. So I went and Googled him, and the first thing I saw was his account was the little South Park episode Cartman. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this guy's got a good sense of humor. He's got to be all right, like, regardless of what they said or how they made fun of him or how they represented him or whatever. It was great. The episode was great, and obviously Charlie liked it, and it was, he obviously had a good sense of humor. I thought it was really cute. So, but even so, I didn't I didn't really do more beyond, like, look at who he was, or I wanted to know more about him. I didn't start watching any of his videos really or anything, beyond clips I'd seen, but I'd never really stopped and given it much attention, or Charlie, or those topics that he was into, or that world. So, yeah, and then 2 weeks later or so, I'm not sure, maybe a month, or Charlie was assassinated, killed in front of everybody. And I remember seeing it. Like, I'm not chronically online, but I was on Instagram, and I saw someone had posted it immediately, and against I didn't choose to see it, but I saw the video of him, and I've only seen it that one time, and in an entirety, and without stopping or looking, because I had no choice. I didn't know what it was going to show. And and then I had an appointment about 20 minutes, so I didn't want to be late. So, and I didn't know if he had passed, because he had literally just been shot. It would have been as quick as you can get them, would have been minutes, or however, I saw it immediately, and looking back, it would have only been maybe 10 minutes after it had actually happened. And then so I went to my appointment, and when I got there, they had announced that Charlie had passed. And even so, then I was just, I prayed, I cried, for Erica Kirk, devastated for that woman. And I was so sad for her and so sorry for her, until I wasn't, because geez, like, come on, it's crazy. That woman, she's bold. But yeah, God bless Charlie Kirk and his children, his family, and Candace Owens, patron saint of friendship. I love that woman. One of the main reasons I was on YouTube to begin with, and I've learned so much from watching her, and I learned so much about the public and people and humanity over the last 10 months, just because of this, just because of what happened to Charlie. So, I always hear people saying, because I follow a lot of people who are, are on the same boat as Candace, about what happened, and how we can figure this out, and how, I've been really inspired by her, and a lot of other content people on YouTube. I think YouTube's been great. I love YouTube. I watch a lot of movies on here. I follow a lot of people. I love true crime. I love, I love Anna Kasparian. Oh my God, the Young Turks. I love Sank. There's so many good people. Like my true crime people, Michelle Platty, she's great. Anyway, and she talks about Charlie Kirk as well. I'm basically really into it. Yeah, this man needs justice. Yeah, anyway, that's how I met Charlie. That's how I was introduced to Charlie Kirk. And, yeah, it's been like an education, really, the last 10 months about how, like, censorship, I mean, we've been learning that since the last several years or since the beginning of time, but, specifically since October 23, I think, right? I mean, that's when my education on, I guess, media and news and censorship and all that stuff started. And since Charlie Kirk, I think that's really, like, people are like, oh, war, genocide, they can ignore that, but they can't ignore it coming to our own shores, right? Because if you don't stand up for people, like, we learned that's one of the only things we learned in high school here is, about the Holocaust, and we learned never again. And that meant everything to me because we all have family history, and we've all paid consequences, generationally for wars, and our families, issues with them. We all have, whatever, generational trauma from bullshit. Anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to say I think it's great that Charlie has brought so many people together, and God bless him. And yeah, bye.